Wow. I mean, first half, Laura. I thought Spurs were playing Real Madrid. You know, it was like they were playing the best ever Real Madrid team. The way they parked that double-decker bus in the first half was nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, you look at that Marseille team. Lopez, the keeper, flop at Spurs. Mbemba, flop at Newcastle. Tavares, flop at Arsenal. Verichu, flop at Aston Villa. Guendouzi, flop at Arsenal. Kolasinac, you come on, flop at Arsenal. These are Premier League flops, and you're going into the game parking the biggest bus you'll ever see for the first half. And this wasn't even defensive, it was ultra defensive. Harry Kane was probably halfway through his own half, you know, defending. You can play defensive tactics and try and play a counter-attack, but you've got to leave one player forward. You know, they didn't have anyone forward. Marseille are fifth in the Farmers League, and you park that bus, honestly. And Spurs have conceded nine goals in the last 12 games. They've conceded first, and they won't keep getting away with it because they're parking the bus, Ali, Laura, but they're still conceding shots.
Why is it you think they're starting slow at the moment?
It's the manager. It's 100% the manager. I could tell by the players' reactions in the first half, frustration. You could see Bentancur wanted to get forward, and they have to concede first, and then the manager must, like yesterday, got a message to the bench saying, all right, then plan B, they can go forward now. Bentancur's a different player, sprinting forward. Højbjerg sprinting forward. You know, the wing-backs were sprinting forward. It's like, come on, have a go. You've got the players. And next round now, you might get a tough team, and you won't get away with it in these sort of games. You won't keep conceding first and think you can come back and win the game. And I'll go to the extent, Laura and Ali, that if I was playing this Spurs team now as a senior player, I'll go and see Conte and say, come on, this has got to stop. We need to start going for teams and playing more attacking football, because Harry Kane must be so frustrated. He's winning the ball back in his own half as a centre midfielder, say probably centre back actually, the position he's playing in, and there's no one to pass to. So frustrating to watch. And in second half they come out and look like an unreal team, and Marseille can't live with them. That's a poor Marseille side.
I am going to invite a caller onto the show. Simon, he is a Spurs fan. Good morning to you, Simon.
Good morning, Simon.
Hey, morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, good, thank you, mate.
Doing well, thanks.
What did you think? Do you agree with Gabby? We heard a caller called Ryan as well, as a Spurs fan. Or are you more of an optimistic Spurs fan?
I'd say I'm definitely more optimistic. I think the big thing that we're missing at the moment is Kulusevski, and when we have all our players fit, he always plays a more attacking 3-4-3. But what Kulusevski does is he works so well with Son and Kane because he runs with the ball and he can get us up the pitch 30, 40, 50 yards. And I think because he's been injured, they've had to sort of find a way just to get through this spell. And it's been going more to a three in the middle with Basuma. It's not the most exciting football. I don't think any fan is going to say that, but it's getting us through a spell. And then hopefully after the World Cup, Kulusevski's back. You know, you think the second half of last season, we were one of the best teams to watch. And it's the same formation. You know, we scored 3 at the Etihad, beat Everton and Newcastle by 5 at our stadium. So we were playing really exciting attacking football. So not much has changed. We've just got a few injuries that we're working through. I think it's all a little bit too negative if you think qualified for the Champions League and with the league.
Simon, if you're still there, mate, I'm sitting here looking at Spurs. I'm third position, winning the group. I think he's away, winning the group, and obviously I get the argument that maybe not as attractive as a lot of Spurs fans would want. However, I actually think getting into the international break, if they manage to get a result against Liverpool at the weekend, Spurs, I would suggest, Gabby, would you, it's more than a satisfactory.
Yeah. It's just frustrating, Ali, because you see what they can do when they push players forward. Bentancur was making great runs forward. You know, when they start really playing attacking, it looks so much better. That the shackles are off, and as a player, you must be so frustrated. I mean, Harry Kane must be thinking, "Come on, I want to score goals. I don't want to be playing defensive midfield."
Yeah, I take your point. I think that, and I also think it's a big concern that they're losing the first goal as well. I'm not sure they're starting the games. I don't know whether it was interesting, wasn't it? With Tim Sherwood with Tim in the studio yesterday, Gab, and we're on the blather with him about Spurs.
Yeah.
And he was actually watching them, and he said that one of the games, I can't remember.
The warm-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. And I'm just wondering if there's something in that, you know, because
Laura, when you watch Spurs, when you watch Arsenal, which one's more entertaining?
Obviously, Arsenal are more entertaining and more
Front
exciting.
foot, isn't it?
And and you've got Arsene. Wow.
Arsene Wenger.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've got Mikel. You've got Mikel, who has implemented that style and brought the players in to do it. And listen, Antonio Conte, obviously, when you brought him in, you knew it wasn't going to be the same kind of football. You knew what it was going to be. But I think a lot of the Spurs fans would say, well, as long as we start winning games and as long as we are progressing in things like the Champions League, which they did last night, they don't really mind how they do it. For people who are not Spurs fans, for me, for example, I don't enjoy it that much. I know you don't enjoy it that much. And those, I suppose, the difference is whether you want entertainment or success. If he doesn't start to get success, I think that's when he'll start to lose.
Because I was watching the game last night in bed with my son, and he said to me, "Why are you not watching the Liverpool game?" I'm going, "I need to watch this game because there's something on this game."
Yeah.
You know, the Spurs game. Want to be entertained. Then you hear the Liverpool game is more entertaining, so you're like, "Why am I watching the Spurs game then?" So for a fan that's not a Spurs fan, you would definitely watch other teams.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.